God damn, just shot off my fucking foot. Oh, fuck, man.
Fucking pussy!
Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Ma'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, those in the gospel of God, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. So, Akim Mahaloya, coming back with another quick lesson through the Spirit, going into these updates on about this guy that was shot and killed by the cops. All right, they had a thing with his parents on there, when it was going into how, of course, Jake's parents, how innocent that their sons and daughters are once they face the so-called white man, which is biblical Edomites. You have to understand that the scriptures say never trust thy enemy and keep thee away from the man that hath the power to kill. All right, because what you have to understand is that with you Jakes, man, this devil, he hates you. You see what I'm saying? He hates you, and it's his ultimate goal to destroy you. So this shouldn't be a surprise, because this ain't nothing new. You know, Jakes get gunned down all the time by Edomites, but you have to look at the facts of what they're not reporting, because they have what they call media blackouts, news blackouts, and they choose to report on certain instances, okay? And this is one of those things that they wanted to get out there, because for whatever reason, I believe that the elites are getting ready to do something, because you got this, and then you got this Derek Chauvin trial, which he was allegedly killed George Floyd, which was pretty much a nobody, a low-life imbecile, all right, because obviously Jake was, he wasn't in the right spirit, and that's the punishment of the Heavenly Father, you know. So I just typed in a clip. It says Minneapolis riots live. And basically, they just went into how the pretty much the cover story on what had happened, because allegedly the woman stated that she thought she grabbed the taser, but we know that that's not the case. We know that through the spirit it was intentional. Because my thing is, if you ever held a gun and a taser, it feels completely different. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, if he's allegedly resisting arrest, what make you think that you're gonna go for a taser? No, your first result is to kill Jake. But one thing about what Elder Malcolm would call them the pale-faced males, one thing about them is they can beat up cops, they can shoot at cops, and they will get taken into custody and they're safe. If you run a red light and it appears that you're getting ready to do something, they're gonna open up fire on you, you know, which proves the hatred for our people. All right? So anyway, I'm gonna play this footage, and we're just gonna look at it from here. And this whole incident led to riots, chaos, people looting Foot Lockers, etc. You know, like, how stupid can Jake be? You know, you go into your neighborhoods and you just, you know, you're looting your stores, etc. Clearly, it's a gun in her hand.
As I watch the video and listen to the officer's commands, it is my belief that the officer...
Well, clearly, there was a gun in her hand, so... Esau, well, it never fails, all right? Minneapolis, Minnesota shooting. Yep, it says Minnesota officer shouted taser but fired a gun, instead fatally shooting a man at a traffic stop. You getting gunned down over traffic stops. All right. And it says here, Minnesota police says he believes officer meant to grab taser before shooting black man. And every time that word black is always equated with something negative, because when they say black, then all of a sudden you know that the negative, the demonization is going to come out. He was a gang man. He had a criminal history. He had warrants, child support warrants, etc. You know, but like the elder said, he said that, does that give you a right to kill somebody if they're currently not breaking the law once they're pulled over? Fuck no. You know? So look here. It says Deontay Wright shooting sparks anger. Clashes in Minnesota as Chauvin trials nears end. So I don't know, man. Some things getting ready to go down, because if this guy gets off, then they really are going to start tearing shit up. But, you know, these are the times we're living in. These are the hostile times, the hostility of the people that are rising up. Okay, and there's going to be a point of time that is going to be a permanent uprising against this government. Okay, according to the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. Matter of fact, let's get that. All right. So let's go from here to the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, because this is the point in time that we're in. And you notice how they say, well, it starts and it kicks off, but the scriptures refer to these things as what do you call labor pains? You know, it happens and it slows down, like contractions. If a woman is getting ready to give birth, you know, you notice that how contractions are a lot stronger. First they start off weak and mild, and they get stronger, then they be a few minutes in between. That's how you know she's getting ready to give birth to a child. All right, so this is the book of 2nd Esdras 15:1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, and thy mouth, says the Most High. All right, so this is the reason why we're speaking on these things. Like prime example, right? I just got an article, and I'm not gonna really go into it because, you know, like I said, he's been really tripping on it. But basically, in a nutshell, you can read it here. It says, study shows XYZ destroy brain cells. And we was going into how this will kill what they call the VMAT gene, the God gene. More research on it came to pass. It was coming to pass. So, yeah, the prophets are on point with the assessment. Why? Because it's through the Spirit. But it says it caused them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true, right? Because these things are going to come to pass. Like a lot of people, skeptics, mainly of our people, y'all just always saying that Bible ain't real. Well, if the Bible ain't real, then why in the hell is everything happening according to the scriptures, according to prophecy? You can't be putting your faith in that. You're going over above with your faith. But hey, I would rather go above and beyond with the word of the Most High before I go above and beyond with the riches and the wickedness of this world. That's what you people don't understand. And it says here, fear not the imaginations against thee. It says, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Incredulity goes into disbelief. Okay, so we're not going to be disenchanted by your disbelief. You know, like I remember I got into it with my OG, with my mother. She's like, y'all said that Trump was going to be it. I said, it don't matter what the hell was in office, who's going to be it. I said, if Trump or Biden or Bush, whoever, I said, it don't fucking matter. All right, at the end of the day, it don't matter who's in there. The Most High going to do what he got to do, because they all are part of the same conglomerate. You see what I'm saying? These people are always trying to find a reason and fault to make us out to be false, all because they live in wicked lifestyles, you know, and they want to have aha, I told you so moment. You know, I'm like, don't worry about who's going to be in there. At the end of the day, the prophecies are coming to pass, because when this guy Biden got in office, wickedness, that shit just, they came out in the dark like roaches, man. You know, that's how, when he got in office, I mean, it's to the point they got transgender dolls with male genitalia. You see, and they wonder why the kids are all fucked up, why the kids are all destroyed in their mind, because it's everywhere around you. You could be the best parent in the world, but if your kid is exposed to something outside of your eyesight, or if you don't have insight on what your kid is getting involved in, it ain't nothing you can do to avoid it. You know, because you got to understand, school was set up to indoctrinate your kids. So while they have you working at 9 to 5, they got your kid for 8 hours a day, putting and telling them whatever it is, they gonna tell it, he or she. And that's what you don't understand. That's why kids are supposed to be homeschooled. Women were supposed to stay home, but Esau, he's so wicked to the point he crafted this by design. He said, well, look, if I can get the parents out the house and I can indoctrinate these kids and teach them my curriculum, then, hey, we're gonna have a group of monsters running around here. And that's exactly what happened. So, you know, parents, man, we don't have no idea what the hell. Our kids can be getting molested while we're at work. And you won't have any idea unless the kid tells you. And then, you know, they give them these shots, inoculations and so forth to make them docile. It's crazy, you know. But it says here, for all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. But behold, says the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And this is what we're seeing on a huge scale. This is why riots, etc., getting ready to blow over. Because I'm going to tell you like this, if this guy Derek Chauvin gets off, you're going to have riots in every state, every city. All right? You're going to have riots literally in every city. You know, people are going to be destroying Foot Lockers. People are going to be graffiti, and they're going to be doing all types of shit because the whole George Soros, Black Lives Matter, they're going to come to the forefront, and they're going to pay these paid agitators to bring about chaos so they can go ahead and blame it on Jake. Because 95% of the protesters last year were Edomites. Paid agitators, Edomites from different states. Because like I said, when we was putting up the camp, we've seen all different types of license plates at those protests here in New York. But what the fuck you coming from New York? Unless they were rental cars, but you could kind of tell that the people were from out of town just by their dialect. New York, you had Pennsylvania, you had Illinois, you had Tennessee, you had Florida, you had Texas, you had people coming from all places. You see? And going down to verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. This is race riots. All right, because fast forwarding this, look at this. It says, Dante Wright shooting sparks anger clashes in Minnesota as Chauvin trial nears end. And I'm curious as to what they're going to do with that, because part of me feel like they ain't just going to let them off. They're going to give them some type of sentence to kind of appease you people, because you, Jake, you held bent on getting justice from a man when there's no justice. Like it says, peace when there's no peace. You want to get justice from a man that mean you no good. Okay, you want to get justice from a tyrannical nation of people that's set up for your eradication. So it's not going to work. You can forget about it. You know, it says Twins game postponed Monday afternoon due to Brooklyn Center shooting. So yeah, this shit is on fire. You know, and this is around this time last year that these protests and so forth kicked out, because this guy George Floyd, it'd be a year next month, to the point when he was allegedly put to death, and that's if he's dead or not. But it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against one another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. I mean, they're not going to give a damn about what Biden says, you know. They ain't going to give a damn about social distancing and all that stuff. They're not going to care. It says, and a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. For because of their pride, the city should be troubled, and the houses should be destroyed, and men should be afraid, and a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So, hey, we in those times, brothers, you know, and I can't stress that enough. We can't stress that enough, you know. So, one last precept. This is the book of 2 Esdras 9:3. It says, then shalt thou understand that this is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, the signs. This is the Most High's visiting. He's visiting this place. It says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. It says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is made manifest. So even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, endings and effects and signs. All right, so anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. With that, shalom and above all.